Hey, stranger. Hmm.
None of which you could hear me because I was muted. We have a long agenda. Would be great if we could shorten our agendas. How was your week been, Rich?
Um, okay. Oh, I put out that sign today. The
Oh, thank you. The sandwich board?
yes, yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
That was a good place to put it, I think, up against the front
Oh,
wall.
absolutely till we figured out when the weather decided to cooperate.
Jeanette, can you write with that?
I'm
But
sorry?
you're not. That's on your left arm, isn't it?
Yeah,
And does it affect your writing? Are you a right-handed writer?
I'm right-handed. What? Why are you asking? Did I miss something?
No, it's just a matter of concern.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to take notes.
No, no, and I saw you all wrapped up like that. I thought, oh my gosh.
No, it's a really big thing. I don't think it's kind of ridiculous how big it is. Um, yeah, crazy stuff. It's a bummer too. I can't play the accordion at the
Yeah.
moment. But I was playing the piano a teeny bit again today, which I haven't done in a long time.
Okay, so that's not verboten.
No, well, I'm not using my left hand. You know what? I'm just using my right hand. I was trying to learn some like a bunch of chords. I'm really into like jazz chords and trying to learn, all this stuff. It's amazing. It's what I did. I spent a lot of time in Mexico doing. But then
Oh,
all of a sudden I couldn't play any. Well, I can play, but it hurts a little bit, and I'm injuring it further by doing it. So I'm taking a little break, and I have some exercises, and I've got this brace, and we're thankfully going away for 5 days. So this way I definitely won't play. I haven't played for like 3 days, 4 days.
okay.
So the last COA meeting was in person, huh? At the town hall.
It was.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
For
Well,
most of us.
the idea was everybody that was in town was going to go to see Devon
Oh,
swearing
right.
in as police chief,
Mm-hmm.
which was starting at 5 o'clock. So we
Okay.
figured we figured we were all down at the school, which is where it was. It would
Mhm.
make more sense to go to town hall than everybody go back to their own home to Zoom.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you, Jeanette.
Same, same.
Hi,
I just-
Melissa.
Oops.
Oh, I'm not Melissa.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're Jessica.
How many zillions of times has that happened in your life, Jessica?
Oh, more than I can remember.
Yeah, it's
Funny
like
when
this.
people call me Jennifer all the time. And I'm
Oh,
like, I don't even know where they get that from.
yeah. Well, my husband, a lot of people call him Greg. And then people call people whose names are Greg Doug.
Oh boy.
So anyway,
Yeah, well, my new snowplow guy since the last one died is Greg Steve, and it's really challenging to remember to call him Greg.
rather than
Oh.
Steve.
Oh, I've
Yes.
done that all my life with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Have you?
All my life.
Is he the one that calls you Jennifer?
No, he got
Oh.
Okay, I guess I should come onto the video. So we are waiting for Mary Jo. I do not know whether we have any guests tonight, but I didn't hear anything from anybody.
we were worried about you in Mexico, Jeanette. Or I was.
Yeah, there were moments of where you're just kind of worried, but where I was it's so really, I mean, was a little tiny bit of Oaxaca is one of the states in Mexico. I think there's like 38 of them or something like that.
Yeah.
And there's just this little tiny tip that had any kind of action in it. But the odd thing about it, I think the thing that was so upsetting was that it was happening in real tourist areas where
Right,
usually
right.
they leave those alone. They don't want to mess with that. And that made it a little worrisome. I also experienced a little tiny earthquake. And
No.
and I had terrible flu. I was really out of commission. And then hearing about Christine at the end of the trip was really kind of incredibly sad as well.
Yes.
But yeah, but other than that, it was a super nice trip, and here I am. I survived.
Yeah, you had a lot to survive too.
Well, I mean, that's I invited it. But I got a little bit better at my Spanish. I mean, it's really for everyone who looks at those learn Spanish in 30 days kind of thing. It's been a long time, and I work hard, and it's still, I'm not there. There's a lovely new family in Shutesbury. The male is the woman I think is from New York, but he's from the area where I was.
Oh,
I've met him a couple times, and we did get in touch, but then I think he might have gotten my email because he was going to send me some thoughts and things, and he didn't. And he seems like a really responsible person, so I don't know. Hopefully, in the future, we'll be able to do that. You know who I used to also spend time talking to is April Stein's husband, Alan, in Spanish. He's very good.
oh,
Yeah.
Do you speak, Rich?
No,
Oh,
my children went to school with April's.
oh, right,
So Nicole did.
right.
So
Oh, okay.
I know them.
Okay. Okay. Now, she says she doesn't speak, but Alan says that's really not true. That she's much better than she professes. Anyway, hopefully starting something up again.
I'm thinking we should start instead of
Yes.
waiting for Mary Jo. What do you think?
I think we
Sounds good to
should.
me.
Yeah.
We're going to call the meeting to order on March 11th, 2026 at 5:37 p.m.
And now roll call.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes, roll call. I guess starting with me.
Yeah.
Make peace here.
Millinger here.
Me next. Jeanette Stockton here. Stockton here.
I'm a Strangman here.
And we need to approve the February minutes. Which I went through them and added my corrections. I don't know if anybody else got to look through them.
I did just look through them, and the thing that kind of caught my eye was all the stuff about the Lake Wyola Association roads and such. But I figured that's probably a hot topic that I don't want to push the button on. So just
I
because
think
I
that
was
would be
curious
smart.
not to.
It
Well-
would be definitely smart not to push the button on that.
Okay. In any way, not to even discuss it further.
Well,
I think we're getting an update on it anyway.
Okay.
So
yeah, and
Great.
Mary Jo is
it's
the
Mary
one
Jo.
who knows
Okay.
most.
Yes, Mary Jo knows the most of it.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll put in a motion to approve the minutes since I was at the meeting. If somebody wants to second that.
I second that.
Well, I
All in
think I
favor?
better second it because you weren't at the meeting.
You're so right.
Oh,
You're so right.
Gee, neither was I.
that's right. So that's up to you, Susan.
Okay. So I seconded it, and so now we can call a question, right? And vote on it.
Oh, shush. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Need to vote on it. I seconded it. Your motion.
So all in favor, Makepeace, aye.
Millinger, aye.
Stockton, I.
Strangman, I.
All right. So for the financials, go lay down. So last month go lay down, please. Last month we got the second portion of the grant. Now, the previous year we had gotten the grant split up in half. And I assumed that's how they did it this time. So I threw the other half into the financial report, thinking that that's what it was. And then Susan sends me an email saying, oh, well, we got the third portion. And I'm like, third? And I didn't even know what was going on. So this time they split the portions into two, where they didn't last year. So the February financial report that I submitted in February is wrong. And I just submitted a corrected one into Susan today. Now replacing the two amounts where I thought we had gotten the second portion and now it's in the three. As I was doing it, I realized today, looking at their numbers on their spreadsheet that they have, they didn't give us the full $9,136 that we normally get or are allotted to get. And then I read on, they had like this little bulleted thing, and every town got only 83.33% of their fiscal year award.
Whoa.
So
Well-
whether there was a cut or I don't know. They didn't go into explanations. I probably should have read it in February, but I pulled it up. I just, so in February, we got the additional $1,461.76. And then the third installment, we got $1,583.27. So that's altogether 7,000, and I have it written down somewhere. Maybe I didn't write it down, but it's 7,000 and something instead of the 9,136 that we should have gotten.
You mentioned 83%.
Yes,
So that's
That's it.
almost 20% less than were expected to get. That'll be
Correct.
something to really keep in mind.
correct. So I don't know. They didn't, like I said, they didn't explain on that spreadsheet where the where the cut was. I'm assuming it was just a cut somewhere. I don't know.
Wonder if there's
So-
any chance if we'll get it later, eventually.
And maybe we will. I don't know. Like I said,
Because-
last year we got them in just two we got two installments,
Yeah.
and they were the same amount each time. So it was the 9,136 or whatever divided by 2. And that's how we got it. This year we didn't get it like that.
Yeah.
And that was my mistake for assuming that was what was going to happen without actually. But when I pulled up the spreadsheet, I saw the amount, but that was the first installment, not the second.
I'm surprised we didn't hear about no one mentioned this at our COA VN meeting because those.
Well, it was interesting. I went to the MCOA meeting. I guess it was last week now. And one of the MCOA officials, I believe, said that the state had kept our portion, the amount we get per individual, depending on the population of our town, that they had kept it the same.
Yeah, it was $16, I believe, for every. I think that's what I think that's what the spreadsheet said. Was
For every person
$16.
over the age of 55 or 60?
60.
I believe it's 60.
It's 60. So maybe one of us ought to contact Adam Frank and try to get clarification. Who's the head of aging and independence now?
For the state?
Yes. What used to be the Executive Office of Elder Affairs is now the Executive Office of Aging and Independence. Called AGE for short.
Sage. I like that.
AGE.
So I don't know if this has happened before where there's only getting given a certain percent. But I'm pretty sure last year we got the full amount that we were allotted.
Yeah, and according to what MCOA said, I would assume we would be getting the full allotment. So let's hope that maybe there's another piece coming. Maybe it has to do with, I don't know, the state's problems that they're giving it to us in dribbles rather than bigger chunks. I don't know. Do you want to contact Adam Frank about this? Who's the head of, or he's the person that contacts us from from AGE. Jessica?
Just to get more information on why there was only given the 83%?
Yeah.
Okay. What's his name?
Adam Frank.
Well, it's one of those names like Greg Steve. It's Adam Frank.
Adam Frank. Who is it that sends us the stuff in? I'm trying to look it up for the grant stuff. Is that the same person?
Who gives us what, sort of?
Who sends us the grant information?
I think it comes from Adam Frank. I know when we all turn in our annual reports, they go to him.
Okay.
So, and everything that I've seen, paid attention to that had to do with money came from Adam Frank.
Okay.
So I will get you his address in case you need it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the email again and make sure I didn't miss a note or something other than, oh yeah, it did come from Adam Frank.
Okay.
So I'm gonna read the email and see if there's anything else.
Okay.
But anyways, our financial report for March is our beginning balance was $5,130.58. The The revolving account had $1,596 and the town budget had 200. The February Foot Clinic was $160 for 8 clients. And we received $113 in the fees paid by the clients. And then our third portion of the grant, which was $1,583.27. So our ending balances with the grant is $6,553.85. The revolving account is $1,709, and the town budget is $200, leaving us with $8,462.85 in all of the accounts.
That seems pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I sent you the report, so you don't have to memorize all those.
Right. Right. Which is very helpful. Thanks a lot, Jessica.
For the new programs and the updates on the other programs, last week Leverett Fire Department emailed us as well as the fire chief. They put in a grant for the SAFE program they're applying for co-jointly with Shutesbury. That's to cover lock boxes, new street signs, and educational workshops for both towns. I don't think the lock boxes and the signs are for us, but more and more of the educational. We're allowed to go and be there. They include fall prevention, smoke alarms, and home hazards. I guess they're going to be hour-long sessions. So I went and signed the grant with Lenny so that they could get that out the door and hopefully get it so that they can move forward with that.
So this,
Jessica,
go ahead.
Stockton here.
Yeah.
Is that the same? We were doing the grant application under current programs,
No, that's different.
so it's totally different. Okay.
The grant that we applied for is completely different.
Okay, that's what I was
Yeah.
curious about. Thank you.
Yeah. This site is more of it's through the fire department, but they needed the COAs to sign to because it's for seniors.
Okay.
They did do one before. Lenny was telling me they did one with the kids, and they had they did some educational stuff at the schools. But this one's specifically for seniors.
It's nice that they included us.
Yeah, Lenny said that they had mentioned it, and then they sent us the stuff a day before it was actually due to go in. So they didn't really have their act together on that one. But we got it in on time anyway.
Good. So what we're going to get out of it is the educational programs, which are for the general public, i.e. senior public.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Anybody from Shutesbury can go, and they may even have them up here.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And the grant that you did last month is going to be for the lock boxes for us.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Stockton here, and that was supposed to be. We were supposed to know how those grants went, but I think March 1st. But they're obviously behind on giving.
Yeah, we haven't heard
days.
anything.
Right.
Yeah. So the next thing for the new programs, we had a resident in Shutesbury email us and actually emailed the town administrator who forwarded it to us. They were looking for a place where they can go and play games. A quiet place where people can gather and play games. And I don't know whatever developed with that. He had also gone to the library director I don't know if Susan, if you had ever heard back from him.
No, but what he said was that he was exploring possibilities.
Okay. So
Um,
oh, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, and he wanted a place that was available in the evening.
Oh,
Yes. So we were talking, me and Susan, and we thought that that would be kind of a great thing to do, have a drop in time. We would probably have to have it during the day, where people could come and have games in the senior lounge and play a game, or it could be before lunch or after lunch. If we could get some games put together and have like a little shelf. Um, Susan even suggested having like a Keurig maybe. So, there'd be coffee
Mhm.
available if somebody wanted a coffee. Um, which we have the money if we wanted to supply the senior center with a coffee pot and some K cups. And I also thought, since the Valentine's party at the school went so well and people were very excited to have the kids come, I was wondering if we could get a senior versus kid game night, maybe maybe like more towards the summer when it's lighter later,
Mhm.
and after dinner, like have the kids come and play games with the seniors. I thought that that might be fun.
Well, that was
And
part of that that day anyway.
oh, you
There
guys
were
played
tables.
games?
There was tables. One of the young men wanted to know if we knew how to play chess.
That
Oh,
they are huge on chess
Yes,
there. Both
yes,
my kids learned how to play chess at that school.
yes. They had all kinds of stuff, crafts and everything that day. I don't know who enjoyed it more, the kids or the residents that went, but it was very
Yeah.
good.
Do
Yeah.
you think that the residents, if we had a game night that went to the school, would come up and play with the kids at the
Oh,
senior center?
I don't know.
Well, I mentioned it to Jessica Carlson Belanger,
Yeah,
because she's
yeah.
the one that set this up.
Hmm.
And I mentioned it to her to see if when we do it, she can help wrangle some kids. And I thought
Okay.
about maybe even getting pizza, because
Hmm.
that way we can entice the kids to come, or
Right.
ice cream, or, something.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The my one concern is I don't think we want to compete with the library. And right now, the library is a very popular place to play games because everybody's excited about being in the new library and it has space for games. So I would suggest we think about having an evening, but also that we would do it in afternoons when the library is not open or is open very limited times. Because I think if we're open against the library, we won't get many people.
Hmm.
Maybe with if we gave pizza, we might. But
And a lot of the kids go to after school and they're there till 5 o'clock
Right. This would
already.
have to be more
Yeah.
in the evening.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It may
for
be a
for
long day for them depending on how they want to set it up, but we can explore and see what all they can do is say no.
and as for competing with the library, I mean, we should be able to do things without having to. I mean, I don't know.
But it's a new shiny toy in town. The library.
I understand
Right
it's a
now.
new shiny toy, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like if we put on an event, I don't feel like we should feel bad because someone's not going to the library that night.
Oh no. No.
no, I'm not. It's not us feeling bad. It's us not getting the population that we would get if
Right.
we're not competing with the library.
Mhm.
And also, it doesn't when in a town this small, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me to have two separate places both providing games times at the same time.
Oh, yeah, if they're doing it at the same time, yeah, I don't feel like it should be the same time if they're doing a game night.
Yeah, I don't know if they're doing a game night, but just about every time that I've been in, there's been somebody setting up a game. There's a mahjong, there's a regular mahjong game there. Um, that, oh boy, I can't remember her name is in charge of. Meryl Mandel.
And I think they were also Stockton here. I think they were also talking about setting up bridge at some point, too, possibly. I have to be honest. I had kind of hoped that with a couple friends that I was bringing to the lunch, one day we went outside and played cornhole just for a little bit, but
Mhm.
you know, I was kind of hoping something would happen after that. Or it's probably easier after it, I would think, with setting up. But that seems like something's already happening.
Yep, I
We
think
have a space. We have people coming to it. People who like to talk to each other and do things
Mhm.
with each other. So why not, just continue that? Just mentioning that.
think that's a really good idea, Jeanette. Um, but what are the library's hours on Tuesday afternoon? I think it's one of their late days, but it may not start until 3.
Right.
Offhand, I can't remember. I'll look. Oh, okay. I think I would be happy to look into, talk to Marianne about it, because I really don't think it's a good idea to alienate somebody if they might feel that we're stepping on their, yeah.
Right. So that would preclude, if we did it right after the lunch, that would preclude involving school children, which is, I think, very, very nice.
Would, I'm sorry, I missed some of that, Jeanette.
Um, Also, if we did it directly after lunch, that would preclude involving school children because they would be in school.
Mhm.
Well, so
Um,
we would have more than one time then.
yeah, so I always feel like let's just try it. I mean, not probably next, well, one of these months. I can't remember which one. We already got involved with something else, but just pull out a couple games. I think we even had a couple, Susan, when during the big cleanup.
I actually have a chess game that I want to donate. It's a brand new chessboard that I'd like to donate. And
Okay.
Haley also said that we can use the Amazon account, which is tax free. I'd have to find out how to do that because I'm not sure how that works with like sending warrants in. I'd have to ask Haley. I don't know how we do we pay for that like after it comes in. I'm not sure how that really works. Um, but she said if we wanted to purchase games or whatever Amazon, we would have tax free exempt. But I think that I mean just like a few, few decks of cards, some chessboards, you know.
Puzzles, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, puzzles would be a good idea.
You need
Someone
puzzles. I have
someone
puzzles.
just had donated to me just a zillion games, and I was at selling them at the Leverett Co-op at their fair, and then I think I brought them to the hospice shop. But whenever you get
Mhm.
rid of something, you want it to need it the next day. But
Right.
this is 6 months later. I just think we probably could probably rustle up a couple games around our houses
Mhm.
Yes,
too.
I think so. I think I
I
have
think
a domino set.
I think to become an active part of the community, I think we have to start more active. We have to start throwing stuff out there for
Yeah.
seniors because once they see that we're doing these things, like, like lunch is growing and,
Mhm.
I honestly think that we could make it grow and people look forward to, um, coming to the senior center.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true, and I think starting smaller and expanding is a good way to go.
So the possibility of linking it up with lunch maybe once or twice and see how it goes.
Yes.
maybe it would draw yet a few more people into the lunch as well.
Yes, especially if that doesn't compete with open hours at the library.
Right.
Right. So, oh well, I'll tell you later when we get to it. So
Anybody else?
we've got an
go ahead.
event. Okay, we've got an event after lunch in April, so we would need to start in May.
Mm-hmm.
What's going
And
on in April?
That would give us,
What's going on in April?
Okay, April is the neighborhood aging and dementia support. Are
Oh,
going
okay.
to have a presentation here after lunch at 1
Good.
o'clock,
Oh, very good.
or maybe 1:30. I don't remember the exact time, but yeah, they're doing a series of toolkits.
Dementia
Um,
toolkits.
Behavior and communication is one, and the other is activities, and they're alternating them in different towns. So I'm not exactly sure what it is that we would be getting in April, but I think it's one of those. Jeanette, do you remember?
I can't remember exactly which one offhand, but there's 2 and 2, I believe. So, like 2 different ones being repeated.
Yeah.
It's not 4 disparate ones.
Yeah.
And that would be April.
I think 7th, but I'm not
7th,
sure
thank
that's
you.
right.
Okay.
Yes, 7. Yep.
So I guess we'll just have to clean up fast.
Yeah. I cannot remember whether it's 1 or 1:30 because I worried about cleanup.
I mean, I can probably find it and look while we're having the meeting.
Yeah, but if the cleanup is not finished, we can just do it after the talk.
Sure, you're absolutely right.
But
And
I need to ask Brennan if it's to tell him that we want to use the big room then.
Yeah.
Are you all set, Susan?
I
To
think
move
so.
on? Program updates, starting with the luncheon.
Okay, I'll start and Rich can keep on. This was the day the town hall closed at noon, and the notice came out around, whoops, here's Mary Jo. The notice came out to me around 11, so there was no time to notify people, and I just decided, since they were closing town hall at noon, we would be, or maybe, I think it was noon, maybe
yes,
12:30.
it was. Yeah.
That we would chance it, and probably the snow would start small, which it did, and get bigger as the afternoon went on.
Mhm.
So that being the background, I mean, I think there are probably some people who didn't come because they thought town hall would be closed or because they were concerned about the snow. We had a smaller group than usual. We had 10 people, plus we got Brennan. So we had a new person
Right.
come down, and that was fun to have him. And maybe he will come back again, since I just think he liked the food and was content with the entertainment, which was, we talked to Brennan. So that was basically all I would have to say about community lunch. Rich?
Yes, that's it in a nutshell. Because it closed at 12 with 10 people, that was good, I thought.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Especially for it snowing. And it
exactly.
did start out light.
Right.
It didn't end up light, I can tell you that, but it started out light.
Yeah.
It did.
The
And the
month-
initial forecast was for maybe 2 inches. So I thought, so big deal, 2 inches.
Yeah.
But it did turn out to be more than that.
hmm
With just a question about the community lunch, just overall, I've been to many of them, and I just love them. I love tasting all the different food, and it's really doesn't seem like it's a hardship for people to bring a little something, and if they can't, they don't.
Right.
But seeing how the other COAs are kind of struggling a little bit, with how they're running their lunches, they kind of spec them out really for the most part. Are we pleased with how ours is going overall? Just a general question.
Well, Jessica and I have talked about the fact that we're getting younger old people who are perfectly happy to bring a dish. I think if we wanted to reach out to older seniors, we would probably want to provide food, which is what the other COAs do. I think, I think there would be seniors who would come, maybe if they could get a ride, but certainly if they didn't have to food, make anything, just come and sit down and eat. So we've talked about the possibility of sometime trying a more senior lunch with somebody like Jen making the food, but I don't think we're ready for that yet. I don't know about how Jessica feels about it, because I think we've got an awful lot that we're working on now.
Yeah, I just wanted to put my 2 cents in that as I see these other COAs, kind of
Uh, wh-
navigating it all. It's really
where do they
quite
get
lovely.
their food from?
Jen has been is involved now over in Leverett. We had a village neighbors lunch, and she suddenly got some business from that. She's cooking over in or bringing over in Leverett, and then I think they're sort of trying different things. They just lost person retired who's been running the lunches in New Salem, so they're trying a couple different things, but and
Are
then
they struggling to get people?
Wendell
Are
doesn't
they
do lunches, but
are they
we've been
struggling to?
using.
Well,
Are,
the Memory Cafe has lunch, and it's Jen who brings it.
And that was what I was about to say.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so are they struggling to get people to come?
No,
I don't
no,
know
not
the
at
story.
all. Not at all. That is not the problem. It's just, trying out different people. It's just,
Oh, okay, I see what
I
you're
don't
saying.
think it's, yeah, I don't think it's a
I didn't, I,
difficulty as much in Leverett, but,
I didn't understand what you were saying. The way
yeah.
I didn't know if that they were struggling to get people to come.
No, in fact,
Oh
they have
no,
like a waiting list.
New Salem is
Really?
packed.
They have people, sign up, and Leverett as well too encourages that.
Yep.
I think we have a unique thing with the luncheon,
I think so
all the
too.
stuff that everybody brings.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would not want to
It's,
end that at
yeah,
all. I
correct.
just think we might want to experiment at some point with a second lunch.
Further down, okay.
And see if it makes any difference. It seems like we make it fairly clear that you can come without a lunch.
Hmm.
You can come without bringing anything. But do you
Right.
feel like maybe people are reticent to come if they're not bringing anything?
Well, I've been to both the Leverett and the New
Okay.
lunches. I've gone pretty regularly to New Salem because
Hmm.
their Sunday who does the cooking for them, she jazzes up the Meals on Wheels. So with a
Hmm.
wonderful salad and great desserts. So even if you don't want to eat the Wheels on Wheels offering, which is there's been good food there. So
Mhm.
it's a challenge for them to figure out how to you know as Jeanette has said, it's a challenge for them to figure out what to do next. They were exploring the idea of two meals, one that was Meals on Wheels and one that was from restaurants around, particularly like the general store.
But then Sunday, the woman who runs the Meals on Wheels one suddenly retired.
Yes, that's
So
Sunday.
now they're having to do, because they already have 2 lunches every month.
Sometimes they do. They've been experimenting with two lunches, but when I started going over there, they only had the one, I think. Anyway, hello, Mary Jo. Um, okay, so where are we on the agenda?
We're at the
Food
dementia
care.
update. Neighborhood dementia update. I have
What about-
How
NAD.
about the foot care?
Okay.
I have NAD sitting here and I'm like, I couldn't remember what it was. It's NADS.
It's
Yeah.
NADS.
It's NADS now.
The foot care clinic we was in the
Oh, I skipped that one. Foot care
Uh-huh.
clinic. Yep. Sorry.
Okay, the foot care clinic, we can maybe do this more quickly. I'm not sure. The last foot care clinic, we had 3 people who were no shows, and that's the most we've ever had. Ordinarily, when there are no shows, we know enough ahead of time to go to the wait list.
Mhm.
But these are just people who did not show up. And 3 of them was a lot. And Simone didn't seem to care that those were 3 people that was $60 she wasn't getting. But I cared, and I asked Jessica what she thought about that, and she suggested that we have a no-show fee that would be half of the $20.
Was it bad weather that day or just not understandable?
Not understandable. Well,
Okay.
2 of them were new people who we seem to have trouble getting in touch with.
Hmm.
And the other person was a regular, and we don't know what happened.
Oh,
So I suggested if this happens again, we pay her half of the cost of what she would be getting if someone came,
hmm,
because that's wasting her time, really. Especially like Susan said, if it was at the end of the day, that's one thing, she can leave early. But if it's in the middle, she's waiting around for a half an hour, 45 minutes for the next person to come.
How would anyone feel about maybe just mentioning it to these 3 people? I mean, or maybe if it happens again. I don't want to be all school teachery, but if you miss a lot of times if you miss a doctor's appointment or an appointment, you pay for it anyway these days. So, perhaps just mentioning it kindly that, we expect people to be here. We have a waiting list, even if it's just a note or something.
Yeah, I think it's legitimate to tell people ahead of time that this would be an issue.
because you can fill it with the waiting list easily. You can
Mhm.
fill it. If someone says they can't come the day before, you already know that you need to call someone to fill that spot. But if they
And
don't give you the heads up,
Yeah.
you're out of
and do
luck.
people know who they would reach out to? I mean, if they're 2 new people in town, they might just be a little bit
Hmm.
clueless.
Well, I think the 2 new people did not give us good information, good contact information, to
Oh,
tell you the truth. One of them is just really hard to get in touch with, and I've tried various ways, but she often doesn't answer. And if she's going to be like that, we need to schedule her at the end of the day.
We do.
Absolutely.
And the other person is brand new, and she gave us a telephone number, but it was one of those numbers that when you call it, they try to check who you are, and if you're not on her list, they don't let you through.
oh,
So when I tried, I couldn't get through by phone, and I didn't have a text, so I sent her an email, and took her a while to respond. And it was late in the day.
Do we have these people's addresses?
I'm not sure.
Mm.
You mean as in email addresses or as in
No,
regular?
as in just jotting them a note, because it's the one thing that really does still kind of work for the most part in this world. That we just send a little note.
Yes, but you have to send a little note. Oh, okay. So you're talking about just sending a little note suggesting if they're not coming, they should let us know ahead of time.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, that's certainly possible. Yes.
There should definitely be something written that there should be a 24-hour cancellation, so we can fill that spot.
Yeah.
And looking on the bright side, think of how much that would have cost us last year.
Right.
Mhm.
Well,
But going back to it though, um, would if we had just like this, so we had three of them, do we pay her a portion of it with her invoice and then maybe hope to recoup it back from the people, or do we? I'm not sure. I guess that's the question. We want to see her get paid, especially if she's waiting around during the day. Time is money. I mean, I'm a
Mhm.
small business owner. Time is money. If I'm waiting, I'm not happy.
Mhm.
She was happy with it. I don't think that she would even say anything because she doesn't seem like that kind of person. But, she could have enjoyed an afternoon off. Go
Right.
ahead.
We could just see this as a learning curve for us by not giving information, and in the future we will. Maybe we should just pay her the amount, and maybe we'll get $10 from each person, and maybe not. But we're doing the right thing by her.
Right.
And
So
if
do
we have
we?
something, on the table when they come out that they have to look at to, when they book their next month, they can look at the sheet and say, it'll say, if you can't come, you need to notify us, or you'll have to pay some portion of it if you don't show up in a timely manner, like a 24-hour notice. That shouldn't be, unless something drastically happens. That's one.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Something could have to happen. Somebody could end up in the
Hmm.
hospital
Right.
or whatever. They're not going to call the foot clinic,
Right.
you know.
Exactly. Exactly. And we can play that by ear.
Right. But
I
I
guess
know.
it could be up to our discretion too. I mean, if someone gets a flat tire,
Right.
we can waive that and then we can still pay Simone the $10 that she would, lose out because, you know,
But if you show everybody that when they're coming out and making their appointment, they'll be aware of that. Okay.
right.
You know,
mhm.
So do we have to vote on paying her for missed time?
I think so, don't you?
Right. I can say it, I
Go
guess.
ahead.
Since I mentioned it, that I thought it was the right thing. So I make a motion to reimburse or pay Simone for her time.
I second it.
All in favor?
Mary Jo,
Aye.
make peace eye.
Millinger, I.
Stockton, aye.
Strangman and I.
So I waited until the meeting to put her invoice in. Um, can we pay her for that time this month? For the two people that she waited for? I can add it right to her invoice.
Well, those three people she
Oh.
waited for.
Well, if you have a way of doing that, that's.
I can add it to the invoice
Yeah.
before I send it to the accountant.
Mhm. Sounds like a plan.
So we're going to give her an extra $30 for the three people that didn't show and didn't let us know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everybody.
We definitely don't want her to get upset because people don't show up and she loses money
Mhm.
because that's $60. That's a big loss.
It is a big loss for somebody that's only charging $20 a session.
Mhm.
Right. Okay, so next is NADS.
Yeah, and
Who
I
was-
think we pretty much told you about NADS because we told you about the program that's going to be in the April, after the April community lunch. And I just want to make sure that everybody knows, because not everybody was present at the last meeting, that NADS is renaming itself Neighborhood Aging and Dementia Support.
rather than just neighborhood dementia support. So that really opens up a lot of possibilities
Yep.
for how we can serve people in our four towns. And we just happen to have, I think, four different presentations happening, and we're trying to just move them all over their town so that people can get to them. And we're waiting also for the hearing about our grant, the continuation or the, you know, well, not really continuation, but we're continuing to ask LifePath to help fund our work.
And we're still waiting to find a date for the lunch for all the COA boards and village neighbors.
I was just going to ask that.
Right.
I'm going to ask Mary Ann, but I hadn't yet.
Okay. And that would, yeah.
And that would be later April or May would be. And we're going to find out soon so that we can let those of you who work rearrange your schedules. And it will not be on a Thursday, because that's a verboten day.
Okay.
That it, do you think, Jeanette?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, Tech Talk. You're up, Rich. Tell us about Tech Talk.
Barbara got in touch with, there was, the month before, there was 5 of us, and she got emails and showed us how to do things. So she had the emails from everybody. And apparently one of the gentlemen reached out to her and said that he would like to come in and go over some stuff. So she was already there an hour before we started with this gentleman going over things.
Oh,
I thought was really good. I can't remember what his first name is.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Gary, I think.
Gary, yes. And then I received her topics for the last 2 sessions, and I put them on the website, and I put a flyer up at the town hall and the post office. The library wasn't open when I went by at 3 today to put one in there. But she's going to go through a lot of good things and trying to find people that will see this to understand that they can go have this done or learn how to do this. That's the hardest part, really.
Jeanette, would Village Neighbors be able to send out
I have in the past.
okay.
I just have really kind of been out of this
Yeah.
Mhm.
this group. But when is the next one, Rich?
March 25th at 12:30.
Okay, well, if you send me the flyer,
Okay.
sometimes I send out a little sporadic
Okay.
love note or two, so I can do
Mhm.
that.
Okay.
We send out town announces,
Uh-huh.
Right.
and I'm planning. I don't know. Well, we really haven't had a sandwich board because it was under snow, but it's above the ground now. And so when I take out tomorrow's NADS talk, I'm going to put the tech talk in
Oh, okay.
a couple of lines.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of this woman, Barbara, so she spent an extra hour. Do we want to reimburse her in some way or appreciate her in some way?
We don't pay her.
We
No,
don't
get
pay
someone
her
else
all.
does. Yeah,
She
Wow,
gets paid
okay.
through broadband.
right.
Okay, great.
Yeah, which is good. She's very
Yeah.
good at what she's doing because we all have our own individual things, our own different equipment, devices, and she figures out, okay, this is what we do with this, and so on and so forth. And it's been very interesting.
That's great.
Well, how many people went the last time?
4. Now, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
because
yeah. Gary and Jane and you and me.
yeah, Jane came up. Correct. Yeah.
But whenever it was that she did the sessions for Martha, which I guess must have been in the 24, 25, she had 5 or 6. And this is for learning how to use your smartphone, which had, I mean, I guess, I don't know that it was, well, it was done in connection with a library, which means Mary Ann publicized it also. But Mary Ann uses Town Announce.
And this workshop is on how to your library on your phone, and it gives websites and things to listen to audiobooks and so on and so forth. Some free apps that you can use. So, which I think would be helpful if people want to do that. But
Yeah, she talked about it as all the free things you can do
Yeah.
in the library.
mhm. And unfortunately, I won't be there this month.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, I'll drop off some hot cocoa for you.
Okay, so that means it's my baby. Anybody else available to help with Tech Talk?
I don't know offhand. What time of the day is it on at?
It's a Wednesday,
Uh-huh.
March 25th,
Uh-huh.
12:30 to 2.
Okay. I'm not committing, but if I can, I'll involve myself since I've been missing in action for a while.
Oh, thank you, Jeanette. That'd be great if you could.
So, next we have these lock boxes.
We talked about that. The grant
Okay.
hasn't been, the grant has not,
Right. We haven't heard.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
no word on that. So we can
There
just
is
skip that.
Okay.
Old library, Mary Jo, do you have any updates with the reuse of the old library?
Yeah, so we're putting together a report that is going to be presented at the select board meeting next week. Kind of condensed all of our work into a chart with 3 options and the pros and cons of those options. Option 1 would be just do the minimum amount on the library building to make it usable meeting space. Kind of winterize it a little bit better and make some repairs. Option 2 would be to turn the old library into a police office or a police station. And option 3 is to do a reorg and renovation of the town hall, moving the police department downstairs to the big open space where we do voting now. The main people that need different space it is the police department, because they're going to be going through certification at some point soon, and they don't have a separate booking space, which they feel that they need, or a secure place to put evidence, like an evidence room. Right now they have a closet that's getting more and more crowded and has to be used for everything, and is not secure. So we're hoping to be able to do something for them. That said, the second and third options are quite pricey, probably at or around $100,000 for either one of those options. And so the feeling is that this really needs, this big spend potentially would need to come to town meeting for a decision. And if you want to learn more, you can attend the select board meeting, which is Tuesday at 5.
Oh yeah, I saw that email go out about that.
Yeah, I saw that too, and it seemed as though the select board was encouraging the public to come and give opinions, which is nice.
That's right. The feeling is that they do want to solicit public input, perhaps more than they would just get from this one meeting, but at least this is a start and a way for people to get acquainted with, the complexities of the decision. The reason it's going to be potentially so expensive to work with town hall is that there's lead and asbestos probably that would need to be abated, and that can get really pricey. And every project is potentially pricey. Right now, we don't really know the difference between an office and a station for the police. If it was a station, it would be way more expensive, and there are a lot of regulations that go along with building a police station versus just having an office for the police chief. And we don't know the ins and outs of that yet. So there's still more work to be done in order to make a decision. But given that town meeting is coming up, and we thought it would be appropriate to report out. So that's where we're at.
Boy, finances being what they are in small towns.
Yeah,
This is-
I mean, there might be grant money available. And there's always the possibility of fundraising if they want to do that. But yeah, it's pricey, especially right now.
So if the third option were followed, it would not affect us in senior lounge, would it?
I think that the primary way option 3 would affect senior lounge is that the kitchen would get really quite a bit smaller.
It would get smaller?
Yeah.
Oh.
At least based on the plans that were drawn up, at this point. But, that's really, those aren't firm plans, right? Yet.
That's challenging for us with a meal program.
Yeah.
And no other place to put it.
All children. We all just kind of jumped down.
I guess we need to make sure that our views are made clear.
The question with having a station over there or their offices, what about bathrooms? What kind of acceptable bathrooms do they have to have?
So the conversation about bathrooms took a fair amount of time. It seems like the most economical thing to do would be to connect up with the church's septic system, which is on, the church actually doesn't own any of that land. The church is on the town common.
Mm-hmm.
The town common is owned by the state.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we approached the church to ask if we could use their septic system, their leach field, and they're open to the possibility. Their usage is very minimal right now because their well runs dry frequently. It's not very deep. They don't have a good water source.
Ooh.
So the water would probably need to be brought across the road from town hall. At least right now, that looks like it would be the most economical situation. We don't know a whole lot about the well for town hall. It was dug before they kept really good records of that. But, we would assume that the usage probably wouldn't change all that much.
Okay, Dad, I'm gonna show you a magic trick.
Wow.
I think it's so interesting that it's been enough to have the facilities that the people in the library have had to contend with for decades, and it's suddenly there's money for a bathroom. I find it just a little bit questionable.
People brought that up on Nextdoor before it even came up in our committee. Saying like the next thing they're going to want to do is put a bathroom there. So yeah, I don't know how this is going to play with people in town. And I think that yeah. On the other hand, if you look at the situation from a long-term planning perspective, it might be worthwhile to figure out how to improve water and sanitation in the neighborhood, because right now we've got the library building and the old town hall that are really not usable for anything, just kind of sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be nice if we could utilize space better. And the one thing that we did learn also is that the space in the town hall itself is not really efficiently utilized either. So, yeah, I think one of the things that I suggested was that they might want to eventually look at some sort of feasibility study, and you can get money from the state for that. Because I think whatever they do, it would be great if they had really good public support.
Mhm.
And, given everything that the library has been through, and the fact that not everybody's hurt feelings have mended, even over that, it would be nice to have a project that would kind of pull people together. Also, it would be nice. I don't know how our new police chief is going to feel about people voting down a proposal that he's making, just right outside right out from the gate. But it is an awful lot of money too,
Mhm.
And so
It is.
you kind of have to ask yourself, if we had $100,000 that we could spend, would we spend it on this?
Especially when our taxes just went up so high.
Yeah.
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 And
Yeah.
then
So, yeah. So I think that there's a lot to think about. I think a lot of what went into the decision-making process was just determining how much money it was going to cost,
Mhm.
potentially. And when we came up with those figures, we were all a little bit surprised, but we hadn't thought about asbestos abatement. And, there's a lot of regulations associated with building when you're a municipality.
Exactly.
I mean, Devin said, "Oh, I know people. The police could put in our own floor." But then, Susie Moser said quite knowledgeably, as she is very knowledgeable, this is a municipal building.
Right.
You can't just build it yourself.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, the library would have been quarter the price.
Yes, exactly.
how did how
So,
did how did Wendell do it then? Because Wendell pretty much built their own library. They had a bunch of volunteers go in and build stuff in their Wendell's library.
Maybe they did it
I
during
don't
the
know.
nighttime.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
'cause I-
state
Maybe
regulations.
there are parts of building that you can do on your own and parts that you can't.
well,
I
their
don't know.
building was no, well, it wasn't new, but the tornado hit it and it got like knocked off the the foundation, and then I don't know, a lot of citizens went in and built shelves and did all this stuff on the inside to save Wendell money. But they do
I
things
think a lot
differently
of
in
this,
Wendell.
yeah, I think a lot of this hangs on its being a police station too.
Oh, that might be a different one.
You know what I mean? I mean, it has to be very secure. There are all sorts of regulations for police stations as opposed to police offices,
Right.
and that's actually where the big money potentially comes in, I think.
It might be, I mean, I'm guess probably going to say this at select board if somebody else doesn't say it. Maybe at this time, we're thinking about a 2-stage project, something that would not be too expensive now, but could improve the building. And then later on, when the financial situation improves, looking for a grant to do something bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's, I think, why option one is there. I mean, there should be some things done to the library. We did a walkthrough of the library at one point, and it's literally open to the air underneath. There's a window that is settled, and you know, creatures could come and go from there if they wanted to. It's not well insulated. It needs some things
Mhm.
in order just to be efficiently heated in the wintertime. So if they did those minimal things that they need and used it for meeting space, which they have to do in order for us to retain the insurance on it, that would be maybe a step one. And then, some of these other things could be looked into, as future ideas with, figuring out what we could get money for.
It sure would be nice to make the old town hall usable too.
Yeah. One of the things that I did see online is that if you get a feasible, this is what a feasibility study would be for, to figure out, how all of the, both of those buildings could potentially be used, and what we could do to make the top of the hill there a little bit more of a vibrant place. I know Athol got some money from the state to look at a project. A lot of these kinds of things have to be what Rita called mixed use, which means either residential, like both town use and residence use, or town use and commercial use.
Mhm.
And, that might be kind of interesting thing to explore at some point, and figuring out what would work, what would be helpful. And, not for nothing, but I was thinking about Village Neighbors, and I was thinking about medical stuff. Those seem to be, well, Village Neighbors honestly seems to be one of the biggest things that we have going in terms of volunteer participation. And certainly, you kind of want to go with what people are excited about and volunteering for if you're doing something like this. So I don't know. Like I said, I think it remains to be seen what the select board will decide.
I'll be curious to see.
Yeah. And then there'll be town meeting.
Right.
Is this the only thing on that agenda for that night?
I think that there might be something else, but Brennan did kind of clear the agenda to give this the most time.
Okay.
So my guess is it'll be the first thing, because people will be showing up and they won't want to wait,
And we're talking Tuesday, the 17th at 5.
Yeah, let me double check that.
Okay.
But
So that is next Tuesday.
Hmm.
Ooh,
yep, that is next Tuesday, 5:00.
Okay.
Cemetery Commission, but it doesn't start till 6:30. Or 6. 6.
Oh, and just to explain too, I would have spoken up for more kitchen space, but that drawing happened while I was incapacitated, hospitalized, etc. And we're not attending meetings.
Were they
So that
talking
was
about
kind of done by the time I came back.
Were they talking about like the whole kitchen being gone and making
No,
like?
they weren't talking about taking the whole kitchen, but they were talking about using some of the space and redoing the kitchen.
Oh. Okay.
Gee, it's really nice having Mary Jo on that committee for us.
Yes.
Before we move on from this, Susan, was there any update on the food pantry? Have you
I
heard
have not
anything?
heard any conversation on the
Neither
food.
have I. I haven't either.
Is that the one the church runs that's over in the library, like where they collect?
Well,
Or is it something
they
different?
used to collect for Orange food pantry. Now the school has it, the
Oh,
pantry in the school.
ah,
They want to get rid, they want it out of the school. And I don't know if you were, you might not have been around. They had asked us if we could use our room for a food pantry. And Susan and I told her no.
yeah,
She said, well, we can get grocery shelves in there. Like we just got the senior lounge back,
yeah.
and now you want a food pantry put in there.
But it
So-
looks like there's still lots of stuff in the post office every time I go in there. There's still a big box.
Yeah, they give to the school, and the school gives it to people who sign up for it.
Yeah, there's a lot of
So-
stuff at the school I've seen. Yeah,
But the school doesn't want it in the school anymore.
correct. Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with that. But she was talking about having the food pantry be part of the conversation with the old library too.
Did that get brought up at all in committee discussions? Mary Jo, the food pantry?
No, it did not.
Okay.
Are we ready to move on,
Mm-hmm.
Susan?
Mhm.
So the next is the meetings with the police and fire chiefs. I have not done anything with that. I have been out straight with work, and I'm my worst enemy because I keep adding to my schedule. But I will definitely get before the next month's meeting, and we'll also know about the grant by then. I will get together with them to see when we can have a quick meeting and have any ideas for safety for our residents, our elder residents. But I will definitely put that on my schedule. Okay, the next is policy on advocating. There was a policy from last month that we talked about on how to advocate for our seniors. Because all of a sudden we have all these people needing a little bit of help. But we wanted to make sure that we had some kind of a policy, because we want to make sure that we're advocating for the right reasons, I think. So that those were in the minutes from last month.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody that wasn't at the meeting had any questions about that.
It seems like it's kind of a complicated issue.
It is.
That many people have strong feelings about.
I'm not talking about the ones that we've advocated for. I'm talking about the policy that we had where, I don't know if you read the minutes.
I did. I guess I was just looking at 7A, the snow
I don't know what-
plowing of
Oh,
private Lake Viola roads. B, driveway
No,
issues.
no, this was
See-
just a policy. We're not talking about that yet.
Okay.
We're just talking about the advocating for people. Where they have to go to the correct
channels before we can
People-
get involved.
before we can get involved in helping them.
Yeah.
There was somebody that came to us about something that's coming up next. And they hadn't even gone to talk to anybody to see if they could resolve it before we got involved. And it
Mhm.
kind of like threw it at us, and we're like, what do we do with this?
Mhm.
You know, like, and it wasn't even the person that was asking for it, wasn't even the person that was being affected by it. So we wanted to make a policy stating that people, it had to be you have to go through the proper channels before we decide as a board if we're going to get involved. Does that make more sense, Jeanette?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
We're not talking detail. We're talking broad.
Not talking
Broad
detail,
thing.
just a broad, this is what,
Yep.
this is the
It makes
policy we have to
perfect sense.
follow. if somebody comes to us and needs help.
Perfect
Mhm.
sense. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we good on that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the driveway issues. I don't know if we do we need an update on that, Susan? Is
Well,
that
I think one of the three requests they did not meet the criteria listed above, and the driveway issue came under that heading. There was no attempt to contact people who might actually be responsible for making relevant decisions.
Mhm.
And the person who came to us was not the person affected. And the issue was just basically between neighbors. It didn't have wider ramifications that
Jason.
affected more people. And we thought we should not get involved in something between neighbors.
Mhm.
And I passed that information along and didn't get negative feedback.
okay? So does anybody have any questions about that? We didn't do anything with it.
No.
It wasn't our business to get involved with. They have a stop sign at the library. Looking at it, the driveway, I don't think there's going to be a collision there in the next 100 years.
No.
And really, and then the other problem was the highway department across the street. And I don't, what are we going to do about it? You know, they have to figure out on their own. We can't really, and the resident wasn't even complaining about it. So, or to us anyway. So we didn't do anything with it. With a warming center, we had an issue come up when you were away, Jeanette.
I
About the
followed
warming.
some. I did follow some of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So we attended um the EMT meeting and got clarification on the warming centers,
Mhm.
and Susan relayed that back to the person that asked. I thought that fell under it was easy. It was easy enough.
Mhm.
We still had questions about cooling centers, which we didn't get involved in to see what the cooling center policy is. We might want to look at that further down the road, because warming, we all have heat, but we all don't have air conditioning, and that's a whole
Correct.
different situation. So,
Yeah, and as there's more and more obviously more issues of strong weather and its effect on people, it will have to be continuously spoken of, I guess. Okay.
well, the warming centers are fluid. Like,
Mhm.
I mean,
Right.
we don't have an unhoused population. So
Right.
having a warming center for a few hours open, nobody goes. But
Right.
if we lose our power, that's when they're needed. And that's
Mhm.
what we wanted to make sure, that in the event that we lost our power, especially when it was, what, 15 below zero with a wind
Zero.
chill,
Right.
will those centers stay or remain open, for people? And in fact, that they would have stayed open for that.
But
So that,
unfortunately, the initial description of the warming center did not say that.
Right.
right. The communication coming from the fire department wasn't as clear as it has been in the past.
Okay.
So, and then the snow removal.
Right. I mean, a lot of some of this stuff has even come up to village neighbors, maybe. I feel like one of these issues came up, and then the snow plowing as a potential service, or snow
Mhm.
as a potential service. But aside from that, I'm just curious. So, are we writing the policy at this time, and we'll just have to work on it? Updates on policy on requests for advocacy. Do we actually have the written policy yet, or is this something we're suggesting we should be doing?
You're asking about the policy, Jeanette?
Correct.
we passed those items in the policy.
Okay.
So unless those of you who weren't there object, I would say it's our accepted policy.
Okay. So somehow I missed that one. I think I was invested in another one. Thank you. I'm done.
Or if you want to add to it, object or add. If there's something you want to add, feel free.
Okay.
Yeah, we could discuss it again at the next meeting if there were changes in desire.
Yeah, I think it's done. I just wasn't sure if the policy had been written or not. I don't know how I missed it. It was in the minutes. I don't know how I missed it because I truly read the minutes. Okay, let's move on to T, please.
Okay. Valentine tea. How did that go, Rich? I don't know. I don't know how you got down here. You should have been up with the programs, but that's okay.
Well, very well. It was nice that Jessica got the ball rolling. Apparently, she's been trying for a couple of years, and with the new principal, Anne is a lot more aware of stuff and wants to do things with the community. Not that Jackie didn't, but I don't think that was in her DNA. But Anne did. We put it. It was well attended by the people, the local people in town. I can't say only seniors, but there was other people too.
How many people about?
Oh, 20 maybe.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
there was a lot of, and they had things for the students to do, like our ages, if we were born at a certain time, what the things were that would interest you as a child growing up, and just having them go back and forth with all of us. There was craft things on some tables. Like I said, there was games on other ones. And then they all brought something to the table. So there was plenty of things to drink, things to eat, and the kids had fun, and we did too.
My son enjoyed himself.
Yes.
I'm
We
sorry
should do it
that
again.
I was supposed to add that to the agenda, Rich, and I apologize because either I sent you the wrong draft of the minutes or I just forgot to add it.
The only thing you were gonna do was send a thank you to the school.
Right.
Right.
Oh, to
Are
the
you doing that?
I can.
to the sixth graders or to the school itself?
I was thinking to the school itself, that way the principal will see it, she'll be aware of it and tell Jessica and everything going down the line with the kids, how much fun it was and so on and so forth.
I hope you
got
do
a
that
nice-
again. That was really nice.
We got
Yes.
a nice thank you from Jessica email.
Oh, good. No. No.
So it would be great,
That's it.
Rich, if you would write that.
Okay.
Any unanticipated business?
Do we have any questions about the situation with regard to the roads?
The roads meeting the Lake Viola roads?
Yeah. The private roads.
I don't even know where they are with that.
So I guess I can tell you, well, I spoke with Rita. I spoke with Rita earlier this week to just say that the final decision that got sent was essentially the same as the first decision. I wasn't really sure how to proceed exactly, but Rita said that she would meet with me and talk about it. I don't think that any of the concerns that were addressed by the Council on Aging in our letter that we sent to the Select Board really got heard or addressed, and I am a little bit perplexed by it. So the best that I could think of to do would be to talk to a select board member, and see what she has to say about it. I don't think that, and this is a little bit on the subject of advocacy, especially when it comes to this kind of thing. I think that the process for communicating and decision making between boards and committees is not very well defined. And I've been trying to puzzle it out, and I haven't really very successfully done so. And it's, in a way, it's not a COA issue, but it seems to me as though there ought to be a way that people who have issues with the services that are being provided by the town, that there ought to be a way that they can come to someone and say, this isn't working well, and then have their issue, reviewed by maybe a third party. Because right now, I don't know, it's, like I said, I'm doing my best to try to communicate, but it doesn't seem like we're being heard very well. And I don't know what to say other than I'm confused by it.
Hmm.
Can I just ask for clarity, Mary Jo?
Sure.
The COA is not being heard, or the Lake Wyola Association is not being
Okay.
heard, or residents?
Well, just to be clear,
Mhm.
the COA wrote a letter to the select board requesting that the issue that was raised by Ron Meck get put on their agenda. We never got a response.
Okay.
And the issues that we brought up that were of concern, as far as I know, never got discussed. I don't think that anybody on the select board really understood what was going on. And I think that part of the issue has to do with the fact that when you send an email to 3 people who potentially would have to make a decision to put it on the agenda or not,
Mhm.
and they can't discuss it outside of their meeting because of open meeting law, then no individual person is responsible to read and understand the email. And that's the only thing I can figure happened.
Well, that was pretty good puzzling, and it is all very puzzling.
Yeah,
So
I've been very puzzled.
yeah.
So it was explained to me that, and I don't even know who explained this, if it was Susan or maybe my sister, I'm not sure. But if you email the board as a whole, they're unable to respond to you. But if you email one person, then then they're able to respond to you,
Oh.
is what I got.
Yeah. And,
So when it's under their umbrella, that's where you get the open meeting violations within that open umbrella. But if it's just one branch of the umbrella and you speak to them back and forth, that does not cover the whole umbrella. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
With the open meetings?
yes. And I've actually, I don't want to take up a whole lot of time in a way discussing the kind of weirdness that I've encountered. But we had a meeting with Rita, a site visit, and a determination that was made without checking back with the group that met to do the site visit. So everybody that left the site visit had a different idea, I think, of the outcome of that site visit. And Rita, who asked for the site visit, didn't attend the site visit. Instead, it was Melissa. And so when I when I went to try to discuss it with Rita again, Rita wasn't really familiar with the issue. She hadn't been at the site visit. And Melissa, when she went, I don't think really, I'm not sure if she should have been involved in a final decision, but the impression that I got from her was that she saw the road as a road, but the final decision described the road as a driveway. So this is what I mean, that like the process of doing the site visit seemed to not result in any kind of shared conclusion. Let's just put it that way. And then a letter was written that didn't reflect what I saw, what Melissa saw. And I don't know like who wrote the letter or how they decided to write it before there was any kind of decision-making process about what should be done. So this is what I was going to bring up to Rita.
It is bizarre.
Well,
But
in
the
all
whole thing has
honesty,
been very
in
confusing to
all
me.
honesty, it does look like a driveway until you find that the road is supposed to extend beyond that. Because I always thought it was a driveway. You know, I never knew it was a road. Who knows those things, unless you know more of the backstory.
Right. And then if you're going to make the other issue then is that if you're going to say that that was a shared driveway, there are a lot of roads around Lake Wyola that
would be
end
shared
with someone's
driveways.
house.
Mhm.
So there would be, by that criteria, many, many shared driveways that shouldn't be plowed or sanded.
Right.
So it's a complicated issue. It takes time to understand. It took me time to understand, and it's complicated. The whole process of getting people to talk and having people meet, and then who actually, when you have this happen, then who is supposed to be responsible for making a decision? Is it indeed the same person that made the decision in the first place, which is the highway department? Or is it Haley in cooperation with the highway department? Do they contact town council? Is the select board involved in making a decision once this issue has been brought to their attention? All of these are unanswered questions right now for me. So it's definitely been a learning experience, and I hope I understand things better once we're done.
I have an added concern that this is not a new issue. There's a history, and the town has a policy. And it wasn't clear to me that history and that existing policy, were paid attention to.
Right. And I think one of the major issues that Susan raised was, if someone has agreed, if the town has agreed that they're going to plow, if a contractor has agreed that they're going to plow, and then they just decide not to plow in the middle of the snowiest winter that we've had, what recourse is there? And it's been really tough trying to figure out if there is a recourse.
So nothing new on that other than you're waiting.
Yeah,
The
I'm
final
still
determination letter came, and then now you're just waiting for
I'm
clarification.
kind of inquiring. I think I'm inquiring of Rita. And I think what I may do is just present the letter that we wrote to her and ask if there was a way that our concerns could be addressed.
It's really too bad that the LWA couldn't be on the side of the resident and kind of help this along. I think if the LWA was involved in a positive way for the resident, maybe it would have gone further.
Mm-hmm.
But without them, you know, I don't know.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I really honestly feel like it would have maybe gone a different way, or at least found a way to meet in the middle somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it would be nice if there were people on the LWA that were willing to engage more about road maintenance. And if they were, we wouldn't be trying to do it as the COA for
Right.
sure. But it's not really a unique situation. There are other roads that tend not to get plowed and sanded to the end, where older people live, and Ron just happens to be the one that started to complain about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
we'll definitely be hearing more about this after you.
yeah,
talk about
I'll let you know how the meeting with Rita goes. She seems like a very clear-headed person. I'm hoping that she has some suggestions.
Do we have any unanticipated business, or was that it?
I don't
Are we
believe
good?
That was
we
it.
have any other business.
I don't think so either. We need to set the date for the next meeting, which will be April 8th, or the second, 7th. April 7th.
That's
It's a Wednesday. It's Wednesday, right?
April 7th is Tuesday.
Right.
no, it's
Oh,
Wednesday.
8th.
Wednesday.
I said the 8th, and then I'm thinking Tuesday.
So
I'm
I
thinking
don't feel
about the
bad that
luncheon.
I don't feel bad about the last meeting, figuring it was a
Oh my
week after
God.
that and never showed, but okay.
It's been a long, yeah, we
Okay,
missed you.
so-
We missed you.
The 8th.
So the 8th at 5:30,
Yeah.
and we can adjourn the meeting at 7:14 PM. I vote to end the meeting.
I second.
Mary Jo,
Johnson, I.
Makepeace, aye.
Millinger, I.
Stockton, I.
Trying and I.
Thank you.
I'm
Have a good
sorry,
one. Oh,
Jessica. What time did you say it was that we're adjourning?
7:14.
Oh, thank you.
I'll send you that flyer, Jeanette. No,
He's gone.
she's out. I'll send it anyway.
Good idea. And you'll do the note or email or
I'll,
whatever.
d- I'll do the thing with the school. Yep, not a
Okay.
problem.
That's yeah. And I'll see how I can manage with maybe Jeanette's help at TikTok.
Yeah.
And please let Simone know that we're adding the three
Yeah.
no-show fees, and I will submit this into the town accountant tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
That worked
I
out
just-
very well, Jess. Very good.
Yeah, I didn't want to put it in because I wanted to add it if we could.
Mm-hmm.
Because being a small business owner, I know what it's like when someone calls me,
Exactly.
cancels me, or I go there and their door's locked, which has
Yeah.
happened to me once.
Well,
So
yeah. Yeah, I think I thought we had a responsibility to Simone.
Yes.
yeah, I think so too. We don't want to lose her.
No, we don't.
So saving us a lot of money.
Yes, she
All
is.
right, guys.
All right, ladies. Have a nice night.
You
Yeah.
too. Good
You
seeing
all
you
too.
guys.
Yep.